Officially live on the track, Brett Gifford's first ever podcast, bro.
Oh, hello,
How you
everybody.
feeling, dude?
Kind of nervous.
Am I blowing your
My
your
cover.
artistic mystique, bro? First, I make you blast your story out with your name. That I just played. No, you already published under your name.
Yeah. There's a. Yeah, I put out that book, a photo book, photo and
Okay,
writing book.
you put that book out.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I didn't put it out, but it's with my. It is my name. It's under my name.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but this Friend Editions, this like art publisher in New York, put it out.
Yeah, that was the first thing I read of yours. So how do you know like Thomas?
Honestly, just through the gram.
Just through Instagram?
Yeah. He. I don't even know how. I think I was just like posting some shit about my job or something like that. Like just like crazy like work pictures.
Yeah.
And then he just like hit me up and was like asking me about my job and shit. And then like whatever he was writing, I shared with him some stuff I'd been working on, and we just kind of like shared writing. But we've never met in person or anything. We just like strictly through that.
Yeah, this is a new genre of writing where you have to be like working some crazy job.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, I don't know if you have to, but I just don't know where else. Well, I guess it's different with this, like more like this fiction stuff, but I don't know. I get so much inspiration from my job. Like I don't know.
What was that job?
So
you were staked out somewhere.
I still do it. I build like railway crossings and like signal systems. Like they're prefabricated, but I like put them in the landscape. So like always in the middle of nowhere, like all over Canada. So usually we'll be like posted up in like a small town, whatever's closest, and then we'll have to like drive an hour and a half or whatever out to the job site, and we'll have like miles of train track that we're upgrading all the signal systems for. Yeah. And then like sometimes those work locations are like 5 miles down the train tracks, and we have like trucks that drive on the train tracks.
But you're staked out in one position for like the duration of the period.
Like and I'll end up moving like sometimes during a hitch, but like sometimes we'll have a job that's like 3 months long, but I'll be like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Were they just like temporary like mobile houses?
No, we just in the summer I'll tent it, like I'll camp in a tent usually. Just to save money, because we get to like keep our living allowance and shit. Yeah. And then in the winters, I just stay in like a cuddy motel. Like usually in town, I'll like hit up a motel and just be like, "Yo, what will you do cash rate for like 2 weeks or whatever?" You know, just like find the. And then we get kind of tapped in the
motel for a sec.
Yeah, it's awesome. And a lot of like I'll end up like writing quite a like all that shit from that first thing that Thomas sent you. Like that was just straight up all like journal entries from my job. Like after work writing it out.
How long you been doing that?
8 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And you were in New York before that?
I tried for like 6 months one time, but I was like bottoming out pretty hard.
Where were you posted? Out in Bushwick?
In Bed-Stuy.
In Bed-Stuy?
Yeah. And I was just partying like crazy, and like I'd been living in London before that and stuff, and I just like bottomed out pretty hard, and then had to bounce. Like I was about to overstay my welcome, and I didn't want to like get banned or anything, and then I wound up going back to like where I'm from, to Calgary, Alberta.
Okay. And that's where you went to. That's where you grew up.
That's where I grew up. Yeah, it's kind of like. You've been
Is
to
that
Canada?
A pretty big city? I've been up into Vancouver, and I've been up to Toronto one time.
Okay, it's like the middle size in between those two cities. Like Vancouver's a big city, Toronto's the big city, Montreal's the big city. Calgary's like it's like I don't know. I guess a lot of people like people think it's like the Texas of Canada in a way. Alberta, it's like super oil money. Okay. Calgary's like kind of like would be like and Edmonton. Dallas. Like there's mad like oil industry there, and
interesting.
But it's like pretty like work. It's like funny. It's like kind of like blue collar rich in a way can be. Like it's not like generationally wealthy, but like mad people have nice ass trucks and like super conservative and but it's like there's shit going on there. Like it's like a fun city. But like I just grew up in these weird suburbs. Like that Cheryl shit's like all like kind of like that's like where I grew up. It's like kind of like a weird.
Those suburbs look crazy.
It's kind of like a weird like
the
white
prefab houses.
Yeah, because it's like it's just
like a row.
Like because Calgary's just flat forever. Know? So they can just like keep going out, and there's just like a new one further out. Like I grew up in one that was built in the 80s, and then like. The 90s, there's a new one. The 2000s, there's a new one. And they just keep going out and out forever.
Were your parents doing that? Were your dad doing that kind of work or no?
No, my dad was like he doesn't work now, but he was like a delivery driver for Canada Dry, like, and then he got into like logistics shit, like shipping, like, and then he wound up like moving like equipment for like oil rigs and stuff like that, and like overseas and everything. But then, my mom was just like a public school teacher.
Okay, your mom was a school teacher.
Yeah, she taught like grade 1. But yeah, everyone I grew up with, like.
My mom's a school teacher too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the connective tissue.
Definitely.
You need a school teacher. Mother.
The best. Yeah.
No matter what you do, you turn into some stories.
Yeah. My mom passed away 2 years ago. R.I.P.
Oh damn! Sorry.
2 years ago, January.
Wow.
But yeah, it's like most of the people I grew up, like I always like thought I was gonna go on and do some like other shit, like creative shit. Like my brother's been working on the railway since he was like 18, and I was always trying to run away from that. And like everyone I grew up with, like. Kind of like went to work on the oil rigs or like and I have creative friends who like went to like art school and did whatever and moved to other cities, but like most of the people who are like still at where I'm from, like you're like a plumber or a carpenter or like it's like all you only do labor, blue collar shit, kinda, you know.
Where did you go to? Did you go? That's when you went to New York and stuff. And what were you doing? Out
Yeah,
London?
I was just like trying to whatever. I like skateboarded a bunch and shit, and then I was just lost.
Did you go to school for anything?
No, never went to school. I didn't graduate high school. I mean, I thought I was supposed to, but then something happened. But no, I didn't go to school or nothing.
Weird. But then were you like when were you like first writing? Or you always had that?
No, not at all. Like I started keeping a journal like in like 2017, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I started keeping a journal, and then I was just journal writing and like not looking at it ever.
Did you read anything that made you want to
start writing?
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, probably like it was funny at that period. It was like I read whatever. Like when I was in high school and shit, I read like Catcher in the Rye and shit, you know, and whatever. And it was like moved by some stuff.
Very formative.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely identified with fucking.
Dude, that's when I realized with Colin.
Yes,
that's 100%. When I realized because I came back from college and then like the lady in the AP English class was teaching my Catcher in the Rye essay.
Damn, really?
That's when I was like, oh shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was really fixated on where the ducks went, you know?
Yeah. But and then I didn't read for like a while, and then I got kind of like into like maybe when I was like 24 or something.
Writers just radicalized by Salinger at some point.
Yeah, for sure. And then I was reading like sci-fi and shit.
Okay. Well, like Philip K. Dick?
Yeah, pretty much. That was it. And then I got introduced to like whatever, like Eileen Myles and sort of like that new narrative world, like semiotext shit or whatever. And that was like the first time I'd kind of like I'm like very like whatever, and I was reading that stuff, and that stuff was influential. And then I got introduced to like Harry Crews and Raymond Carver. Okay. And those two, like, I feel like
Harry Crews been coming up.
Yeah.
I haven't read anything by him.
He's amazing. I feel like those two, like, whatever. I don't know. Like they're like I feel like Raymond Carver like synthesizes something in like the mundane.
Yeah, you're very Carvered. You're a bit Carvered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what the flow was like. It was like I'm gonna stay in this.
There's just like weird shit in those places. You know what I mean? That like I don't know. I always felt I felt a certain way about like being there when I was young, and like, and now it's like a weird expression. It's like a catharsis being able to like write this stuff about these like with a compassionate view. Like I feel like I resented where I was from for so long, and then now it's like totally transformed, and I like love where I'm from and love the people, and I think there's like a deep like humanity there that's like interesting and beautiful to like write about. I like love those people, you know, and they're just it's like
I love like work writing.
Yeah.
Every like dailiness, like everydayness.
For sure.
How'd you like get linked with like how did you know like Asher and stuff like that? Just from being around the city or also through the internet?
That was on some internet shit too.
Okay, interesting.
Because I was like, I was like involved, not in that world, but like whatever. I hung out in cities and shit. You know what I mean? Like I was like out and about and like whatever. Okay, but then I kind of like whatever. I bottomed the fuck out hard on like alcohol and stuff, and I wound up back home, and that's when I started working on the railway. And then but before that, like I was out, you know, like trying to be in New York or and living in London. Before I lived in Vancouver for a long time, which is like kind of like in Canada. It's like if you want to move to the city, you go to like Toronto or Vancouver or whatever.
Right.
And yeah, and I was like skateboarding and hanging out with people who were skateboarding, who were friends with like whatever, like artistic fashion, whatever world people. And but then I basically end up like burning everything down and winding up back in Calgary. My brother was like, want to come work on the railway? And I was like, I'll do it for 2 months and I'm going to move back to some like wherever. And then it's just 8 years later, you know? And I like sobered up on the railway and shit too. Like, but it's funny, when I first started, it was very much like, I was like, I'm going to like, I just started like journaling and I was like super melodramatic. Like I'm just gonna like be an alcoholic and like write in this little hole of a room and like die.
You got Bukowski,
you know? And then everything my life transformed massively.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just from being sober and working. Or
just like chilling out and like, and 100% getting sober.
Yeah.
Like, definitely. And then, I feel like there was already like a transformation that was happening like at that bottom period, you know what I mean? And I was changing the way that, like my perspective was shifting about like where I was from and like those people I was working with and everything else like that. And there was like, I could see some magic there, you know, but I was so caught up in my own shit, whatever. And then, it's just ironic that it was like my whole life I thought I would go do something out like creative, you know, through these other outlets, and then it was like getting brought back to like where I'm from and like starting working this job was the thing that actually like gave me some inspiration to do something creatively, you know.
Do you have some like attempts at stories before when you're
no, but like I don't know what I thought I was gonna do. I was like I thought I was gonna like I don't know, fucking work at a brand or something, like whatever, you know, something stupid, like
in a creative way.
I guess, which is like now so sad. We met like a long time ago. Like when I was 19, probably in Vancouver.
Okay.
Because she was just like friends, like artist friends with people we were around, and I kind of just always had a crush on her, and then didn't see each other for years and years and years because I dipped out, and then I spent like 3 years kind of like in isolation, not really speaking to like many people or anything.
Through, like, COVID and stuff?
Not even, just through like the tail end of self-harm.
Flagellation.
Yeah. And then we re-met again in like 2023 or something. We bumped into each other. Our friend was having an opening in LA, and then we were just totally friendly, and then wound up a year ago, like timing was right, and we were both ready. Kind of beautiful, like
you got a lot of
lost
a lot of returning back.
100%. Like that was like it would never have happened like if it was 10 years ago or whenever we met, you know what I mean? Like I would have burned it down, or I would have like something, you know. Now it's like it was like meant to be, you know. We're both like ready for it.
What about like contemporary writing? Was there stuff you were like reading, or you know about the Trapping Us stuff? So you're
for sure.
Aware of the Tyrant stuff?
Like Scott McClanahan, like 100%.
That's right.
I was like, when I first read Scott McClanahan, I was like, I got to read everything this dude's written. He's the shit, you know. I loved him so much, and like the Brad Phillips book was definitely like informative, and
bro goes in hard in that.
And like I read the Atticus Lish book and stuff, and then.
You read Nico's book?
Yeah, for sure. My mom got me that for Christmas, actually, which was pretty cool. I mean, I asked her to. She got me the one with like the weird cover, though. It was like the Apple movie cover. I was like, damn. You know, but it was such a nice gesture.
That's when Nico was doing crazy numbers.
Yeah. It was such
Tom Holland on the cover.
Yeah. It was so beautiful. She like got me this like cool book or whatever, you know, because like, I didn't grow like not like my parents read like, you know, like I don't know, John Grisham and like, you know, Gas Station. Like I didn't grow up with very much like culture. I would say, you know, like we didn't have like I didn't know like parents who were like into literature, art and stuff. You know?
Did you read like other contemporary, like more mainstream writers or not?
Not really.
No. Just
I'm
like
trying to think.
There is a kind of like Carver, like Richard, like dirty realism to Tyrant Pipeline. Like people can just be on and
definitely
just skip like all the.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. Now that I think, like,
the DFW friends and stuff.
I was thinking about this the other night, or we were talking about the other night. It was like the cruise thing. Like our friend actually, like way before me getting like kind of back into writing. Like I was probably like 19 or 20, and my friend
a little higher though. You got
and this friend, a mutual friend of ours, gave me a Feast of Snakes, and that was that's a Harry Crews.
That's a
book.
Harry Crews,
and it's like that was just like a random one I read in between when I like from whatever, like reading high school reading,
right?
Not reading. Then reading that, and then maybe I read some like Vonnegut or some shit like that when I was like in my early 20s or 19. And then it wasn't until like I guess probably like 2017 or 16 I started like just reading like crazy. I think it was because I was super isolated too, and I would like just drink a lot and read. You know, like I would do drinking and reading like by myself.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
That's interesting because that's kind of when I started going hard on stuff too, and then also. Like Bud, you ever read Bud Smith?
Yeah.
Because he was really like he was a big influence for me too.
Yeah,
because he's always just like, just like writing on the job.
For sure,
like that.
I know it's cool.
He had his unpretentiousness was like really astonishing when I first encountered it.
For
like
sure,
in 2017.
Yeah. He. I actually sent him like Cheryl the first 4 pages before I sent like at the same time as I sent it to you or something. And he was like, gave me like super nice feedback.
Amazing, dude.
And then he sent me like this little like Skyhawk story that's about like working at the refinery or whatever.
Yeah.
So nice. It was
amazing.
That was And I remember hearing him talking about like writing on his phone at work all the time.
Exactly.
And
dude.
I was like trying to tap into that like super.
Yeah,
hard.
I was tapping into that when I was writing Fuckboy low key.
Yeah.
Like I was like, but
note tapping.
Yeah, note tapping.
Yeah. I try to write, like, it's funny, I do try to do, like, a lot of, like, longhand, like, whatever.
You do longhand normally?
Yeah, writing in the journal. Yeah. No, but I will, like, that shit, like, the fiction stuff, like, all this shit in that first book, the photo / writing book, that shit, that's all journal, that's, like, real, just my life stuff. That shit was, like, literally all written by hand, because it was just all from a journal. And I had this idea, I was like, oh, I should, like, I had these photographs, and I was like, I should try and write some, like, prose to pair with this or something.
Okay.
And then I was just looking at my journal, and I was like, oh, you just use these. Right. And I just typed them up and just edited the fuck out of them and, like, just changed, like, made the cadence how I wanted it.
That's sick. That's sick.
It was mainly there, but that shit was all handwritten.
Yeah, but because that was the first shit.
That Thomas sent you that.
That felt like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know. Sometimes I have this feeling that like I could be judgmental of writing that I don't feel like. Okay, like you go to writing school and you get good at like certain literary techniques of writing, but sometimes I feel like I need to know that the writer themselves has done something or experienced something that is worthy of granting them some kind of like wisdom for me to listen to them. Yeah. Which like for a while it's kind of like, that's kind of like Bolaño and there's like a literary ethic to that. But it's interesting because I've been on this like whole like golden bow fucking mythical quest. And this book is my new shit right here. It's the worst title ever. European Literature and the Latin Middle Ages. Okay. Like that's not a good title, but it's this dude Ernst Robert Curtius, and it's a lot of Dante stuff. It's like literary criticism, but he talks about.
You guys are like heavy on I gotta get on the classic shit like. Hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I feel like I'm a literary critic, low key too. Yeah, it's not everyone has to be. I should probably just write fiction instead of taking fucking a year to like work on these essays that then I have to self-publish on Substack. But bro was just talking about like. If you go look at literature in an older sense, like before the novel, which is like what, like 1400 technically. Okay. With like fucking Robinson Crusoe, possibly like the 1100s, like someone like the first like Japanese novel written by a woman or something. The novel. Yeah, yeah. But like the Odyssey, like if you go back to like he talks about these like, sort of like exemplary figures. Like as you're writing, you're trying or like. You're trying to strive, like you're trying to like. I mean, that's like you have to go to war and come back. Yeah. To like have something to tell.
You need
about.
Experience,
right? You need experience, but like it's just interesting because I've been having this idea and I've been thinking I've been like a little bit like, I don't know, like arbitrarily feeling this way when I read someone and I don't feel like they've like done anything. Yeah. No matter how clever it is. Yeah. Right. But it's like this is actually like like he talks about the 5 like exemplary figures in like here. Let me pull this up. Like it's like well, I could probably remember it, but I think I got it right here. And this is maybe a little bit like, I don't know, whatever coded. but I just thought this, okay, he says, okay, because it's about like, okay, because I've also been like, and if you look at like the Golden Bow, it's like really fixated on the idea of like heroic archetypes that change society, or like archetypes of, I mean, like Christ is an archetype that changed society. For sure. Right? Yeah. And like Odysseus is an archetype that changed society. Yeah. Like Hercules is an archetype that changed society. Yeah. And like these are like literary, like, so he says like there are 5 personal value types or models for emulation. Like
heroes and rulers.
So it goes, the highest model for emulation that a human can strive for is the saint. Mm-hmm. The second highest is the genius. Okay. The third highest is the hero. Yes. The fourth highest is the directing minds within a civilization.
So that'd be like your ruler or something.
Yeah, or like maybe like a fucking politician or like a teacher maybe. Yeah, I don't know. You're like directing minds somewhere. Yeah, yeah. And then the fifth, but still a model for emulation, is the hedonist or artist. Right. Damn. But like, I don't know. And then he talks about like these motifs of like a really important idea was like it was the combination of courage and wisdom, or arms and art, or Mars and the muses. This idea of like the warrior, or the sword and the pen. Yeah, like the idea that like combining those, or arms and sciences, which like, I mean, not sciences, studies. Okay. Arms and studies, which is like Cervantes. Okay. Right? Like, you know who wrote Don Quixote? Yeah. He was at war, and then he like this is like,
I've never read Don Quixote, but I know that. Yeah. I know you're about it.
Yeah, sure. I definitely fuck with Don Quixote. Yeah. Yeah, he just thinks he's like a fucking knight errant. Yeah. And then he's like going on this imaginary journey, but yeah.
But the thing you were saying about like the experience thing, like I was thinking like 100%, like I don't know how the fuck I would do anything if I didn't work or have like some life experience like that. But but I feel like if you're crazy imaginative, like I feel like you could be like a sci-fi writer or something, you know what I mean? Or like do some crazy like mystical world building to some degree. If like you were just locked up, in your mind, and you just happen to have an imagination like that. But like the type of shit that I'm like reading is mainly I know the people have like lived,
and maybe through like studies or something like that.
Yeah, but like I mean, like Harry Crews or something, like dude lived a rough life. You know what I mean? For sure. Yeah, he's a savage guy,
What was he doing? He's just alcoholic?
Yeah, and then he just grew up in the South. Like he's obsessed with like blood sports and like was just around all that shit, and just he like served in the military. He grew up on like a sharecropping farm and like super cutty. He wound up teaching at like a university in Florida, but yeah, he definitely like lived a life. Okay.
Yeah, it's just interesting because like I feel like we feel that intuitively, like with the great works of literature, where there's like this combination, like, back in the day it was like the Iliad, which is like you have to fight the fucking war and tell a story about it. Yeah. Now, like in our time, In our Time by Hemingway's first book.
No, never read Hemingway at all. I'm like brutal.
100 years ago, 1925. His first book. It's a slim hitter. Yeah. It's kind of his sickest one. Okay. It's really short, but it's right there. But he just got back. I don't know what he was doing, but he was like driving an ambulance in World War I. Right. And then it's half the stories are just individual people, and half of them are these italic sections of like memories of like war shit. Okay. Or like even Nico's book. Yeah. I don't know. I thought he was like he was articulating something that I felt, and I didn't realize it was so explicit. Yeah. And he's like citing like discussions in like Shakespeare about like arma, scienza, whatever. This like this binary. This book is all about like these things he calls topos, which are like themes or ideas that start to circulate through literature
like continuously. Yeah.
I don't know. It was funny. I was reading that, and like that night, I was like down crashing on my boy's Al's couch because I had to do a fucking midnight to 9 a.m. job at the Old Navy store.
Oh, damn.
Fucking to redo the fucking beauty wall.
Yeah.
But like I was like, yeah, dude, like my war, like I got the fucking gun on me. I got the Makita drill. What's my war?
Yeah,
you know
yeah, yeah.
But
it
was like, so it
I mean, you've had your fucking journeys though. Like,
no, for sure.
Like the walk. Did you walk across South Dakota? Did you walk from Philly to Colorado?
Yeah, through Kansas.
You went through Kansas.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about that on the drive down here. I was like, damn, did he walk across South Dakota? Because I was like, that'd be fun. It'd be like walking across fucking Manitoba in Canada, like just straight prairie. You know, I've driven across.
Kansas was more like that.
Was it? Yeah.
Kansas
I guess
is
Kansas straight prairie too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just completely straight.
Yeah.
It's fucking
damn.
psychotic. It's psychotic.
There is some like I don't know.
I lost my mind there in Kansas.
For sure. There's like there can be like a sea element to the prairie like that though, like this vastness.
So it's like the sea?
Yeah, in a weird way. Like I feel like when I like whatever, there's like the same sort of like feeling of you like you can feel landlocked in certain places, but sometimes in the prairie you feel like you're like not landlocked to some degree. It's just this vast openness.
And the weather like changes a lot because
and the sky is so fucking big. It's so beautiful. It's like it's a crazy that's like that what I'm trying to write right now is like a lot about like I'm trying to it's funny, I want to like describe that shit, and I'm like so bad at describing things, I feel like that aren't like whatever, like landscapes and stuff, you know what I mean, like
but just make your flow, not describing things, because
I know
that dude, that Moresco, they're saying he's like because that was 1998, and they were saying that's like the new Italian poetry. I mean, Italian. He was like very influential on modern Italian fiction, and it was all about like no interiority, which is kind of what fuckboys like. Too.
Yeah.
I mean, there is interiority
for sure,
but like it stays on the surface.
Yeah,
and like keeps, which is what your shit really stays on the surface.
Yeah,
right.
Trying to, to some degree, I guess. I don't know.
Which is kind of what the dirty.
I guess there is some interior shit though. Like, I mean, I want there to be like, I want her to have like a deep interior world, but I also like, and I guess trying to do like third person, past tense, multiple point of view shit is kind of hard because I want to get in their heads. Like, I want to talk about them thinking. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like, he's thinking this.
Well,
she's
you gotta
thinking
just start
that.
doing the Faulkner where you just start interjecting stuff.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. But I'm just kind of like going with whatever feels right, and then I worry about that shit after it. Kind of like, but I mean, I guess I'm currently trying to worry about that. I just don't want to fuck up tenses or like do anything stupid like that. You know, I think I was talking to you about that, like just like making sure all that shit is like tuned, is really dialed in. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I mean, I don't know. It's just.
I know what you're saying about the lived experience.
I think even the idea of like putting yourself subjecting yourself to some type of like radical, like, I don't know, the idea of literature having something to do with like being like an actual model for, because I was thinking like who does that now, like who came up with a new idea of the version of self that altered how we are able to look at ourselves. And the only person I could think of recently, which is Now Scarred. Yeah. Because Now Scarred was like, and I'm not even trying to say he literally impacted me. When I was like a young man reading him, I was like, you can be like really, shameful, but look at your fucking past
for sure,
clearly.
Yeah.
But he's also just like trying to be a good husband. Yeah. And he's like doing the dishes and like being a literary guy who like reads his book on the fucking bench, but also is like and then is able to look clearly. I don't know.
Oh, like like the going in on the shameful aspects of yourself.
Yeah, and like being able to accept, just like look at them, and then I don't know, like, I just something about that where I was just like, oh, we should still be doing. I mean, because it's not just like you're not just making a commentary on the world, right? That's like a different thing. Yeah. Like, I don't know. But I mean, I feel like when you write, like, I don't know, the thing that I'm trying to work on right now is like, I guess I am like, it's fictional characters and everything like that, but like, there's definitely elements of
me and where I'm from and what I grew up around and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, there's some like, you know, we are not our cardinal sins, but there's some like irredeemable behavior. But I don't believe that anyone's beyond redemption. And like, I really want that to shine through. Like, you know, she's fucking down in the dumps, but like she's gonna transcend that shit. You know what I mean? And like, and I want them both to learn from each other. You know? Like he's pretty calm, cool, and collected, but he's got his things too, and she's gonna teach him things, and he's gonna teach her things, and they like, you know, they'll get past their demons.
It's very heartfelt. It's very It's very
for sure.
No,
I mean, it's a lot. Like good. I don't know. I don't know. I just like want whatever. It's humanity, like and just that belief that I don't like. No one's beyond redemption.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. One would think.
Yeah, I mean, you are. You know what I mean? 100%. Like
I thought the world thought that too, but sometimes
it depends what your word circles you're in. But I'm in a cult that believes that everyone is forgivable. You know?
You are?
Yeah.
You what's it called?
Nothing.
You just no, I am too. Yeah. No, I'm too. Then yeah. No, I think I have that rant in my book.
Yeah, just and like just transcending those aspects of yourself.
Do you feel like you got on some like more religious stuff recently, or?
No, not like religious really, but like definitely like spiritual growth. You know, like I'm like I definitely like have a spiritual belief.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, like you know, I don't like God is a word for the transcendent, but I fully believe in God. You know, like I believe that we're all being held by certain things, and like that trying to stay tuned in with that, and like open to like synchronicities and magic in the world is like a sure path through getting past those like most shameful aspects of yourself. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that shit you're just going in so hard and destroying things when you're closed off to like God in your life or something, you know what I mean? Or the magic in the world, you know? And like that's like I just want like the characters in that book. I'm writing the damn book.
Yeah, it's a book.
Yeah, I just want their worlds to become enchanted, you know? Like she lives in such a a disenchanted world, you know? Like everything is just happening to her. She can't see any magic, but I want like
tried to show him that there's beauty in his magic.
Yeah, and I want like something to crack, you know?
Yeah.
And her world to become enchanted, you know?
Yeah.
Cuz I mean that's how I that's how I transcended shit about myself, you know what I mean? Is like seeing magic in the world.
Yeah, what are we held back by? We're held back by our egos.
For sure. Yeah, and just going to self, you know, like nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah, self-obsessed, like even like whatever mental illness stuff, you know, your anxieties and your depression, it's like that shit is still just full of self.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I've been trying to do that. It's hard. It's hard
when you're all cooped up here alone.
I don't know. I you gotta just, if you let go of your ego, then you can love and forgive everybody.
100%. You know, and it's the only way. Like I mean, loving and forgiving like everyone and everything is the only way you get over your own anger and your own issues.
Yeah,
and shit too. You know.
Did you do some AA stuff or?
Big time, brother.
Big time, brother. Big time.